G'day! In today's video I've got the Thermalright Peerless Assassin 140 Black. It's very similar to the other Peerless Assassin 140s, except this one is in black where the metal itself is black. I'm going to do an initial unboxing, then I'm going to install it on an MSI B650 gaming Wi-Fi motherboard, and I will give you some various pointers along the way during that installation. This one, we start by just simply opening it and seeing where we end up. Do follow this advice. It's a reason why it's on the front page of the installation guide. It's a flaw that many people, myself included, have all done. If you've done any installation of most of the Peerless Assassin series, most of this is going to look fairly familiar. But I will be following the AMD version of this guide, not the Intel, as I'm simply installing it on an AMD system. That one there looks like a warranty card. We have 140 fan, which is pretty large. Usually a one, I must be more used to the 120 fans. Definitely feels much larger. We have some model details there. This one does have a single 4-pin power. I'm curious if there's a Y splitter or if it daisy chains off the other one. Oh, interesting. They're not identical fans. One is larger than the other. Cool. We'll figure that out along the way. This actually, surprisingly, well, shouldn't surprise me, has a fair bit of weight to it. There's that pesky peel. A damn nice looking cooler. At the moment of purchase, it was like $4 more, well, $4 Australian for the black edition to get it painted. So very happy with that. Now we'll go over this later on. If you put that on, if you leave this on and you put thermal paste on there and install it, your thermals will be nowhere near what they should be. There's also a reason why I'm emphasizing that quite a lot right now. What's in the box? So here's our Y splitter to connect up both fans to the CPU fan header on the motherboard. This one says 120mm. So this is going to be the fan brackets for this one, your square fan. I don't know what to call this, a hexagon, octagon, but this would be your brackets. You should have 140 written on it, I'm assuming. 140mm is written on here. The smaller of the two are for the larger fan. We have the Intel bracket here. And this bunch, these should be pretty clearly marked. Beautifully. AM4, that's the variety that I need. And here we have Intel brackets, AM4, AM5 brackets. Excellent. Out of the kit, I'm going to be using that. I've got my own thermal paste, so I'm going to put that aside for now. Take these out, because they're the ones I'm going to need. During the installation, there's two ways you can either install it. You can either install the cooler prior to putting it in the case, which if you've got a fairly large case with plenty of room, that is, I would put it on the motherboard first and then install it. But if you have a very large case, you could put it in the computer and then build it all up from there. If you have an extremely tight case, like I predict I'm going to have with this one that I'm working on at the moment, I would recommend installing it prior to putting it in, but you will have dramas getting your 8-pin power installed up here. To me, that's perfectly normal, that's fine, that's a challenge I'm used to, but if you're not used to installing coolers, it's a very big challenge for someone with no experience in it. The AM4 version, we do have to take this off. these brackets come off. Well, this would be the same with the AM3. If you are installing this, no sorry, very early morning, still slightly sleepy. On the AM5 version, these brackets here won't fall out where I'm screwing into. On an AM4, the bracket will fall away as soon as this is disconnected or your cooler is unscrewed from the factory. So do be cautious on the AM4 of this back plate, which will be plastic on yours, will fall out. We'll have a bit of a quick reference to the installation guide. I keep forgetting which way the brackets point out. They bow inwards. Roger. So I use these small little steps to go on here. I don't believe there is an orientation to them. There. This one up here. Now these bow inwards. Like that. Should be able to drop these in just enough to line them up so those brackets don't fall away. Then from there, we'll tighten them up. I'm switching to a slightly smaller screwdriver than what I used to take out these brackets. Now I will adjust you guys just slightly. There we go. Now we'll tighten these up. Just want to get them just a bit to finger tight, and then I'll go over and make sure, then torque it down a little bit further from there. So I'm only getting like an extra, maybe a quarter of a turn, half a turn, if that. We'll switch back to the big one actually. Oddly, that one is slightly different to these, or I just slightly rounded it off. There we go. Now next up, I'm going to put some thermal paste on here. I'm just going to use some GD900, which is just some AliExpress stuff that I got in large volume. And I've been perfectly content with its quality. So you could use a syringe and then still spread it around. This stuff I do find slightly watery compared to the factory included stuff. Included stuff I find to be a bit hard. And it kind of binds up a little bit, where this is a bit more watery. Which means getting it to some of the places on the processor are a bit easier. Go over it one more time. I'm happy with that. Of course online I've done it completely wrong and this has butchered the whole thing, as people usually comment. Now because I got the black version as well, there's no ARGB to hook up, so all I need to do is hook the fans up and that's the job done for that. As I've been saying, take this off, or else you will have great problems. There, line it up to there and there. A little bit on here. Try and get a little bit on there. Just doing it a bit blind in this video. So I'm not seeing the other side from the other perspective. Sounds like the sound we want to hear. Go over here. Keep going. That finally stops screwing. And same with the other side. So both of those are now pretty attached. Holding it just purely by the cooler. Now looking at the diagram, the this off to the side for the minute. This guy looks to go in the middle. Larger fan of the two. I'll break that up. Take that off. Now, if you've never done these before, they are quite tricky. So I'm trying to pull from the front to the back. I want to get that section just in there. Just enough so it goes like a lever. Now, I'm pretty sure it goes into the first one. Similar thing here. So I'm sliding that into there, and that into there, and then these bits here will slot into the cooler itself, and that's my handle to grab. In theory, go back over here and slide this down, walk it down, get it to the height that you prefer, which should be about even, and then I'm going to pull back. I'll do the same here. I'm going to pull back on this bit here, and that's now mounted. I'm going to just feed the cable, the fan header cable under here for now. Actually, I might leave it out and I'll cable tie that. Next up is the other fan, the 120mm fan. I said that like a question. It's the same kind of thing. Take off the sticker that's on there. And these little bits here, thread into here, top and bottom, and then pull down. It should be kind of like that. I'll do the same on the other side. Slide in, push in, there we go. And this one I want to put on here above the ram. Put it up over the cooler. Then I'll put the pull back on one side. The other side on this side. Pull back. And now it's sitting just there. Probably do want to move that up a little higher. So I'll slide my thumb in there, pull on it, and pull it out and across. And then the other side should almost give up. I want to put that a bit higher. So almost want to put it flush with the cooler. Personal preference will vary. There we go. So we're back to being attached. Sorry for the difficulty of the filming angle. Next up from here, we want to attach both of these into this Y piece here. Shouldn't really matter which goes into which. I don't believe there's any markings on there. This one does say number 1. Shouldn't believe this is going to say number 2. No, it also says 1. They're both number 1. There we go, with that attached. Then I should just be able to plug that into the CPU fan header on the motherboard. And being we don't have any RGB, that will pretty much conclude the installation of this one on an AM4. There's no ARGB fan header to connect, but if, as I mentioned about the cases, if you were installing this in the case and you had the top of the case here, this would be the amount of room you'd have to try and plug this cable in. So you want to make sure, if you've got a small case, it's probably, it's hard. With a small case, you could probably have to put this on with the motherboard in the computer and the power already plugged in. On a larger case where you can get your hand up here, you will be able to hopefully swing that around and plug your 8-pin in there. Now, I'm just going to cable tie this, and from there I'll just do a quick show around of the cooler installed on the motherboard to give you an idea what that will look like. And that pretty much concludes the video. So these Thermalright coolers I find extremely good value for money for performance, as you're getting a lot of performance for not a lot of money, especially where this was picked up on special for about, I think it was $48 Australian on Amazon, where typically I think they're still about $60 or so, which even at $60, for the amount of cooling you get, it's pretty remarkable. It's definitely, must be a loss leader. and they're just trying to saturate the market, which at this point, when they're that cheap, I'm more than happy to oblige in purchasing their cheap, high quality products. You know, I just cable tied that, routed it underneath. You can't see it from the top. Let's have a look on the sides. So it is a chunky boy. Look at that, basically almost to the end of this micro ATX motherboard. So the power connector just a little bit out there. So if you need to install RAM, you definitely install the RAM prior to putting on the cooler. As you can see, that fan will need to come off to adjust that RAM or change it. Luckily from the top down, we don't need to do anything here if we want to change the NVMe drive that's in this system. Potentially put the 120 on the other side if you like, entirely up to you. That definitely is one chunky cooler. There we go, get the cables just routed down and around here. Anyway, I hope that helps with your Peerless Assassin 140 install, be it the black, the white, or the ARGB. But that will do for today, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.